Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to another Black Library review. It is time for The Vaults of Terra, The Dark City by Wraight, and I am so sad that there isn't another entry in the series of the Wraightyverse. I powered through all of the stories in such a short amount of time, which is kinda proof of how good this series is and the whole political situation of Terra, the corruption in the political sense and in the Golden Throne sense, and so much stuff. One thing I forgot in my other reviews of this universe is that there are fun moments in this. It's not only that I forgot it in the last reviews, I forgot it in most of them when there was fun scenes, because it is very important for me if there is humor in the novels. And Wraight did this so good. There are funny moments in all of the Vaults of Terra and Watchers of the Throne series, so big plus for that from my side. But yeah, Dark City. Inquisitor Erasmus is missing. So we have Interrogator Spinoza and Security Dude Revis are, they're looking for him because he's missing. And without an Inquisitor, the fortress is, in their words, it's empty. He is a character, which I've said in my earlier reviews, he's not one to shoot people because there is possibility in life, and all of his personnel, everyone who works for and with him, is kinda like family, and he's just the strange uncle who's pretty weird. He lives in a shed which he built himself with the timber from other houses. He has a shotgun and blames everything on the government. That's Erasmus. But still everyone likes or loves him because everyone who works for him, there aren't really people who stand out but are still very good in one particular thing. We have one character who works with Spinoza. She's an excellent pilot and has no real other attributes to her, but this is what he wanted. And all of this just culminates in he takes care of everyone. So we have another beautiful scene with the pilot in which Spinoza discovers that she has a daughter and that Erasmus was always asking about her, was taking care of the pilot and her daughter. And so she started to emulate him. Well, she started to ask her as well. And those were such heartwarming moments for me. But yeah, I'm going a little bit too far in the story right now. So yeah, Erasmus is missing. Everyone misses him because, as I've said, he's such an integral part for the whole team. Not only because he's the boss, but he is family. So we again have that Spinoza and Revis are splitting up. Everyone is looking for clues, which is pretty basic for any Inquisitor novel, but we get to see that they're being tailed again. Because at the very beginning, the prologue of the book is we have another Inquisitor who's being ordered to, look for Erasmus and his crew, because someone is very suspicious of the activities of Erasmus, because he was pretty much at the center of major events. And so yeah, we have again Inquisitor versus Inquisitor in this story. We don't get to see that Inquisitor that much, but we get hints here and there that Spinoza and Revis are being tailed. So they are aware that someone is looking for them. And of course, we shouldn't forget our assassin who was with Erasmus at the end of Hollow Mountain and knows what happened right there and then. And she builds a relationship, kinda a relationship, with Revis. And again, so heartwarming. I love this parts with both of them when they're on patrol, when they're looking for clues and are fighting together. And the admiration both of them have for each other is so funny. There is even a moment which made me laugh right at the end of the book with both of them together. It was sad but so funny as well. So with those two, Mr. Wraight just, I don't know, this was really my spot. He built those two so well that all of their interactions were relatable, they were funny, and they were just awesome. But yeah, after a while, Spinoza remembers, Erasmus has a servo skull, which is not with him, which is with us. We should ask him what he knows. Turns out the servo skull is the former inquisitor of Erasmus, so his teacher, and we get this little insight of servo skulls that many High Lords, Inquisitors, Space Marine Chapter Masters, and so on, so the higher echelon of the Imperium, has the possibility to, well, become a servo skull, which is pretty bleak to be in an existence like that. If you want it, okay, it's not for me, really. Like, it's kind of worse than being a dreadnought in my mind, because as a dreadnought you sleep most of the time, then you are being drugged, and well, at least you have limbs. Not real limbs, but yeah, I don't know, both are horrible. But yeah, so the servo skull kind of remembers who he was. He knows some tidbits here and there. Some of his memories are corrupted because sometimes he was damaged, sometimes it was just, well, data corruption or anything else. And he records everything. And Spinoza then, well, removes the hard drive, looks through everything which is not corrupted or destroyed, and has those rare insights into Erasmus and her relationship with him, because she, of course, sees herself in all of this, and how she changed over the 6 years in which she worked for him. I believe it was 6 years, I can't remember, but it's not really important, over the past few years. And that is the point in which it gets really interesting and also ties in together Watchers of the Throne, the Regent's Shadow. I really, really love this so much, that both series are interconnected, because on the hard drive Spinoza finds clues where Erasmus could be, of course, because it's a plot point. This is a minor spoiler, however, you should read Regent's Shadow, then this makes sense, as Spinoza first thinks that Erasmus is on Mars, as the Fabricator General is also a High Lord and has something to do with the homunculus, with, you know, the Drukhari in the first book who was on Terra, near the Golden Throne. The same Drukhari who made all of them kinda bonkers, especially Erasmus. So on their way to Mars, they're being intercepted by the other Inquisitor, who catches them and, well, interrogates them. He doesn't really believe them so much, but through a little bit of planning, Spinoza counters everything the Inquisitor made, and because on their way to Mars, she had the feeling of, okay, this isn't right, it's not Mars, it's somewhere else. Because how did the High Lords get the Drukhari, the Dark Elder, on Terra? It's not really that easy, except if it is in system. So it had to be on Luna, a webway gate. And there, for her plans, we get to see them in first-person view of the servo skull. And this is also so ridiculously funny. Well, for me, it was so fun, because the servo skull speaks, well, when he speaks, he says, stuff like rapido, rapido, and stuff like that. And at first it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's just how he speaks. Totally fine. Talk away, my friend. But in reality, it's just a broken or just a wrong configuration of the Vox emitter. And the original is just a fluent and, well, a regular English speaking voice. And he's always confused why it just blurts out in a different language. But yeah, so they're flying to Luna, they land there, and they discover Skitari. The AdMechs are there. And so they're making their way to the webway gate, and, well, somewhat on the way, they're being intercepted by someone else. And that someone else is a certain friend of our best Custodes boy, Valerian. It's Nevradaran of the Aphoroi, and he brought some of his brothers with him. That's where he is, by the way. So they're making their way through the webway gate and find the real Fabricator General, because the one we see on Terra in the Senate is not the real Fabricator General. Because the real Fabricator General is a massive computer. It's described as building in a building. He's massive and has a small little avatar in form of a dwarf, probably a squad. In my mind, it might be something else. But yeah, in my mind, it's a robo squad. There we get the juicy parts of the story. Why they did this, why they are dealing with the Drukhari, and what has happened to the Golden Throne over the last 500-ish years, and what the prognosis is on how long the Golden Throne will keep functioning. And it's not long. And so we have our one Inquisitor dude, we have Spinoza, Nevradaran, who are, well, they're being offered all the data. They're looking through the data and say, okay, the Fabricator General is right. But something feels off. And of course, everything is off. Oh, I forgot, was it Revis or Spinoza? No, Spinoza finds Erasmus. And he is near death. He's half-starved and does not look healthy. But he found out so much. And, well, all of this culminates into more discussions between Erasmus and the Drukhari. This is one of the points which I loved so much. This is excellent, as not only people come and say, oh, but that character's immortal because of plot armor and such and that. And in here we have that Drukhari are also basically immortal, so Archons, Homunculi, and so on, again, the higher echelon, because with just one drop of blood or a few cells, they can just grow a new body again. Which is a big plot point for the story. And I will make another video for this one, for my Etheric Void series, which would be the second video. But yeah, for another time. So yeah, we have, again, a heartwarming scene with Erasmus and Spinoza, in which realizes that she is now the Inquisitor. She's not an interrogator anymore, as, well, everyone followed her in the Hollow Mountain, and he wasn't there for a long time. But yeah, I won't spoil the ending. It is really excellent. For the whole of the 40k universe, this is so good. I can't wait for Watchers of the Throne Part 3, whatever it might be called. But yeah, as I've said, there is humor in it. The last few fight scenes were really good, and there were suspense in it. The webway fight scenes were awesome. The stuff with the Fabricator General is also amazing, which is also fuel for another video. But yeah, that fire will burn in the future. So all in all, this is a solid 9 out of 10. More reasons for me to play AdMech. Really well written story. Thank you, Mr. Wraight, for this. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this novel? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I am keen to know what you have to say. And while you're down there, do all the YouTube stuff, because hitting buttons is fun. If you want to support the channel and you don't know what to say, just write Golden Throne in the comments. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic. Stay hydrated. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!